Welcome to the HUMONY Mindset YouTube channel. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about mindsets. What is a mindset? Well, a mindset is the lens through which we view the world. It determines how we interpret our experiences, even what we witness. The interesting thing about mindsets is that what you experience and see can change your mindset. And equally important, maybe even more important, changing your mindset can change your perspective of what you see and experience. Now, it's very easy to think our respective views of the world are correct and appropriate for all others, but they're not. For instance, I relish peace and quiet. So I see others, particularly in public settings, as noisy, boisterous, loud. You might consider them, however, to be engaged and spirited. Which of us is correct? Well, we both are within our respective minds and mindsets. Now, our mindsets profoundly impact our overall approach to life. They influence our behavior, our decision-making, goal setting, our intrinsic motivators, and how we perceive and how we respond to challenges and opportunities. Now, we tend to associate our mindsets with our moods, being positive, being happy, angry, frustrated, overwhelmed, confident, whatever. But in reality, they are two separate things. Both moods and mindsets are related to a person's emotional and cognitive states. However, they differ significantly in terms of their nature, their duration, and even their impact. A mood is an emotional state that can be positive, happy, excited, or negative, angry, sad. Moods are generally more transient and typically fluctuate throughout the day. They can last for a few minutes to several hours, or sometimes even several days, but they're not as long-lasting as mindsets. Moods tend to be influenced by various factors, including external events, whether we receive good or bad news. Physiological states, are we hungry? Are we tired? Or internal thoughts and reflections, which can, again, be either good or bad. Moods affect people's behaviors and perceptions, influencing how they react to situations and interact with others in the moment. In the worst cases, moods can lead us to become emotionally hijacked, and we've all experienced those periods of emotional hijacking. On the other hand, mindsets are deeply ingrained in habitual ways of thinking, interpreting, and responding to situations. Mindsets tend to be more cognitive and reflective than emotional states. Mindsets develop over longer periods and tend to be relatively stable over time. One reason they are hard to change sometimes. As a result, mindsets often persist and last for months or years, and many remain throughout one's lifetime unless intentionally changed. And I guess that's the good news. We can intentionally change our mindsets. Personal experiences, education, repeated patterns of thinking all shape our mindsets. Our mindsets are also formed through our culture, our upbringing, and societal norms in the societies in which we live. So as you can see, moods tend to be fleeting and changeable, while mindsets are enduring and consistent for longer periods of time. As emotional states, moods are controlled by the brain's amygdala, which is at the back of the brain, while the prefrontal cortex at the front of the brain is responsible for cognitive framework of mindsets. Now, moods and mindsets influence and affect behaviors, perceptions, thoughts, and beliefs. They also both sway each individual's approach to life, opportunities, setbacks, and challenges. Fortunately, you can be intentional about the mindsets with which you approach each day. It takes reflection, meditation sometimes, and intentional selection to intentionally set your daily mental tone. It's like selecting the playlist you want echoing all day in your head. And it does not need to be the same playlist every day. Remember, no two things can occupy the same space at the same time. Thoughts are not exempt from this rule. The brain can focus on only one thought at a time. though it frequently switches back and forth between various thoughts in microseconds. With intentional humany mindset thoughts in place, your brain will shove aside negative, biased, and other unhelpful thoughts. The stronger your intentional mindset, the stronger the aura and presence you exude and showcase to others. Now, non-judgment is one of the best mindsets to develop and deploy intentionally. You don't know everything that's happening in other people's lives. Be non-judgmental and accept the reality of their present state. You can't change it, only they can change it. Reacting emotionally to people, events, situations immediately alters our aura and our presence. When we react, our intentional mindset is likely to be dislodged. Reactive emotions burst into actions, behaviors, and regrettable statements, and we refer to these as meltdowns or emotional hijackings. As a society and as human beings, we need to deploy a new predisposition to pause and respond instead of reacting. Remember, our emergency personnel are called first responders, not first reactors. The results would be dreadful if they reacted instead of responding in emergencies. Well, we need to do the same in the daily situations that we face. Employing an intentional mindset helps you implement a regular practice of questioning and refining your habits, your routines, and your processes in order to minimize future setbacks and improve your odds of attaining your daily desired outcomes. It also increases the positive aspects of the emotional wakes you create in yourself and in others. This is Stephen Howard, creator of Humany Mindset. I hope you've enjoyed this little talk on what is a mindset and how you can intentionally reframe your mindset whenever you choose to do so. Thanks for watching. You can learn more about mindsets and the Humany Mindset in my book, Humany Mindset, Change the World by Changing Your Mindset. It's available throughout the world on Amazon in paperback, Kindle, and now audiobook formats. So pick up a copy, have a read, and if you like it, please leave a nice review of it on Amazon for us. Thank you very much. If you'd like to talk more about mindsets or Humany Mindset or how you can bring the Humany Mindset into your workplace, into your community, into your family, into your lifestyle, let's talk. Send me an email to steven@humanymindset.com, and I'll send you a calendar link and we can have a nice discussion. Always happy to talk to people about this topic. Please also subscribe to Humany Mindset on Instagram, which is @humanymindset, where we send out almost daily words of motivation and inspiration and words of wisdom to kind of help you set a good mindset for the day. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe here on YouTube to the @Humany Mindset YouTube channel so that you get notified when we release new content, which we're doing on a frequent basis. So again, thank you very much for watching. I wish you continued success and a Humany Mindset to help you gain that success day in and day out. All the best.